What's up, everybody? We back with another message, another video. Thank you to all my new subscribers and future new subscribers. You know we do nothing here without God because everything is spiritually led by God over here. We cover the world from a spiritual and physical aspect to get the raw, real, and uncut answers. So anything you hear, anything you see in these end times, may you test the spirits, aka take the words and visuals back to prayer with God. As there are many Decepticons running around these end times sent from the enemy, had that strong, close, and personal relationship with God. Good, great, awesome. And this new addition to the intro. If you are somebody who wants to speak one-on-one, I do that via Discord. It is in the description down below on what to do. And I have videos on how to do that. So, all right, let's get into this word. So, let's start off with the dream. I had a dream, y'all, that I was at a bank and I was trying to pull money out. It was like a small amount, 100 and 200, and I couldn't do it. Then I went to purchase something, and it was that same amount, and I couldn't do it. It kept saying declined. So the thing with that is, I had the funds in the dream. It's just the bank wouldn't let me do it. And so this leads me to when I seen something along the lines of this, where banks are declining people's withdrawals over a certain amount right now. And it's just so crazy because they know what's about to happen. They know what's going on. They won't even let you pull certain funds out for some people. They're asking questions as to why, and then they'll decline it if it's not something that is appropriate for withdrawal from them. They're really out here doing that. And I've seen some people even speak about this. It's crazy. Now, even when I was trying to get some BNB with my Metamask, it was saying, oh yeah, fraud, chase fraud and stuff like that. But when it came to confirm the number in my actual account, the little smaller number doesn't charge you for it, it went through. So I'm like, so if it was a bad site or bad whatever the transaction was coming from, you wouldn't have done it at all because it's something known for scams. So what are you doing? And then, you would have to call the bank. And I was just like, I'm not calling them. Because see, if you start telling them too much on what you're doing, then they're going to monitor your stuff. And then that's how your funds be gone. And then that's all of a sudden suspicious things happen with your account. Say, oh, no, I'm going to be patient and wait with God the way that I'm doing it with Binance, because I don't have time to be calling them and telling them stuff they don't have no business needing to know all the details about. Hey, they business. You can see when I take it out where it's going. So they doing a lot of weird stuff. And this leads me to what God was telling me. Plan ahead of time, okay? Plan ahead of time. You know a blessing is coming. So if you already have faith in the Lord, then plan ahead of time. Get ready to make those appointments. Get ready to start making those moves. Get ready to figure out how you're going to split up funds, how you're going to sow, give tithes and stuff, and then what you're going to need for yourself, and then what you're going to need to save up for hard times. So this isn't just for you to do what you want to do with it. This is also for you to save up. So when those hard times come, so when that big inflation rate comes, that increase comes, and you paying like way more than you normally would for certain things, you have the funds to pay for it. Okay? It's a time coming where this is the reason why God giving us these funds, because we going to also need this to live. It's going to get crazy out here. So be wise about how you're splitting things up. And that's where responsibility comes in. And God knows who's responsible enough to do certain things. So you don't end up sabotaging yourself. Because you're going to walk out these jobs and be like, I'm done with y'all. I got God and all this stuff. God gave me a dream of people walking out their jobs to follow him. Well, that's a reason why, So don't be somebody that does the very thing that God doesn't need you to be doing. You can get the things you want for yourself as well. But make sure you're splitting up in categories to save it. It may look like a lot to you, but you can blow through a lot like it ain't nothing if you're not careful. Y'all understand? So plan with God. Keyword, plan with God. Plan with God. It's so important to start planning now. Don't wait till it get here to start asking questions and figuring out what to do. Get it together now. We don't realize how close it is. Start asking questions with God now. Okay, I need to start planning to do this. Okay, so what happens where am I going to put my funds when I receive it? How am I going to split that up and distribute it? And where am I going to put it into? Do I have more than one wallet? Okay, we're going to do something like this. We're going to do something like that. You need to start planning today, right now. That's the type of faith you need to be having in God. You already know what's going to happen. You just need to start planning now. Don't wait for stuff to start going bad and be unprepared. You say you prepared until it happened. Start writing this stuff down. What has God been showing you blessing wise that he says you're going to get? Well, then start planning for it. Write it down. Write it, make a list. It's time to start clearing out that old this week to make room for the new. It's so important y'all start doing these things. Y'all know I'm going to come on here and give you the raw, real, and uncut. That's what we do. I'm going to speak not just about the blessing, but the lessons that come with the blessing. Because this world is about to go down. We excited. But again, you got to make sure you are having that mindset of opportunity, mindset of preparation. People want to receive, but ain't even ready to receive it. Some people, God trying to get people, hey, let's do this. Let's plan that. It's that time. All right. And we got to watch these banks, because you're going to get people that might put a lot of funds into banks and then can't get it out. It's going to get lost somewhere because they took it from you, and then freeze your accounts and stuff like that. Only put in a small amount that you need to use to pay bills and all that stuff, eat, travel, kids. That's all you need to put in. And don't put everything in there in large amounts if you got one of those sus banks. Put what all you need in there. So if you got to break it up and put a good amount in there at a time, then do that for what you need. That's it. Hold everything else in those wallets and figure out where to go from there, because you got access to your funds in those wallets. Okay? So I hope y'all understand what I'm saying here. I hope y'all do. Very important. And we're going to be helping each other out as this goes on, so don't worry about it. But personally, what is between you and God, start planning now. I'm just getting a lot of stuff out the way so I can make room because it's going to be new elevation seasons and making time for, I still got these calls going on with Discord and stuff. So I really want to make sure my time is being distributed wisely. Elevation means more responsibility, means more time management. Okay? So before you walk into something, you better walk into it clean, clear, scheduled out. All right? So that you can start feeling that schedule with the new things God has in store for you. Okay? So any questions, y'all know what to do. Email is in the description. Everything you need to know is in the description. Be wise about this. This is people going to start, actually, another thing. When it comes to listening to all these different people, this is how the devil going to get some people when they see all this stuff happen. You're going to get agents of the enemy that ain't got nothing, and they're going to tell you that's a sin. This is from the devil. God would never, you can't get into heaven. The rich man can't get into heaven knowing dang well the rich man has characteristics of love for money and you don't. You receive that because God is doing this for a reason, to get you out of a situation and advance his kingdom. So don't be somebody to fall for that. Don't do it, because I'm telling you, that's why everybody can't have these funds, because God ain't going to give people stuff just so they can give it back to the enemy, sowing into the wrong ministries. So I'm telling y'all, when y'all get this, ask for permission before you give to somebody. I don't care if they're your family, your best friend. I don't care whose ministry it is. Before you do anything, you pray about it. You ask for permission so that he can give you the okay to do it. Because you don't want to sow into the wrong ministries and feed the enemy what God took from him. Y'all understand? You see somebody out in the street, okay, ask God, is this somebody that you want me to give to, or did you put them in this situation and leave them there so they could seek you more? It's so important, because everybody's heart is not in the right place to receive. I got tested with this back in August of last year. All right, permission. You can't walk in this world from here on out. If you've done it, you need to stop doing it. Don't walk without God at all, because you're going to need him every step of the way. Don't you do a single thing or make a single decision without God, or you're going to be messed up. And that requires patience. Stop thinking you got to jump up and do everything once you get something. No, sit down, process, and plan with God, then move. Y'all know I'm going to keep it real with y'all based on how God taught me. I know we want those new things. I know we've been waiting a long time, but once you got it, don't be haste, make waste. So if you won't make no haste, it ain't going to be no waste of time, money, management, resources, nothing. Be smart, because you're going to need to be smart. This world is about to turn upside down. Don't be somebody showing off that money like you, yeah, this is what God did for me. Don't do that. Testimony is one thing, but don't just go, yeah, you should have listened to me. Now I got all this money, to your family members that called you crazy. Don't do that. Stay humble, because that's how you get in trouble. And that's exactly how you lose it. As quick as God gave it to you, he will take it from you. So don't be one to change up and act like you don't need God once you receive this. And he already know who would act like that and who wouldn't anyway. But don't do it. These are things we got to go over, because y'all, excitement, we excited, is amazing. But you got to be realistic with the world too. You know something great is coming, and you know it's going to be bad on the other side. So you need to be smart. And you need to always ask for permission. Don't listen to the wrong person. God already told me this. People going to lose their transfers because of the wrong people. Getting involved with the wrong people, the wrong ministries. And God is exposing these ministries today. And it's crazy. The videos popping up of people that I've had to talk about because of God, that God has shown me. I'm like, wow, don't be no fool. It's time to be wise. You can't have these funds and be ignorant. That's the end of that ignorant era for you. You don't get to do that. There might be things you don't know, but you better be willing to accept from God and stop rejecting. Because there's people that still do it that's in line for this transfer. So God gives this stern warning today. Be wise. As quick as you get something can be as quick as you lose it. It ain't to be scared, it's to be wise. Don't get scammed, don't get robbed, and don't fall for no traps. Pray over everything and ask for permission from the Lord. Playing with the Lord. Peace and blessings, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.